Hello everyone, my name is Jean-Claude Rassou and I'm one of the founders of Nanomade company. So in Nanomade we are making deformation sensors which are basically linked to quantum technology, and we can bring very high sensitivity in measuring deformation. So you can give us any shape, any type of material, and we'll be able to glue our sensor on the object, and we will be able to measure any deformation on this object because you will be touching it or because there is a deformation that is coming from outside. So the sensor is something like that. It's very thin and it's extremely sensitive. And we can do a lot of application with that. So the first thing is that it's 70 times more sensitive than any other technology you find on the market. It's huge. It's also thin and flexible, so that's why we can go on any 3D object. It's transparent. We have version that can go on screen. And also it's at the same time capacitive and force. So capacitive is what you have on your smartphone, and we are adding to this capacitive information force information, which is the measure of the pressure of your finger, which means that we can erase false alarm in different applications. So there are different types of application we've done for our customer, and so we do the sensor, we do sometimes the electronics, and sometimes also the software. And this is you hear a heartbeat because we are able to detect vibration of the body inside the bed or inside the chair. You can come and see our demo here, and you can see that this has been bought by a hospital in London for children. So they are monitoring children, babies, and monitoring their heartbeat, because we measure the micro deformation of your body when you are sitting, even if it's under a mattress or under a foam of a seat. It's extremely sensitive. So it brings a lot of new features. All right, so we are currently working on how to produce in volume our sensor. Today we are doing some maybe 100K pieces per year. We need to go through millions with our customer. And these are the three markets where we are. It's HMI device. You can see our demos there with smartwatch, metallic smartwatch. So let me give you another example of sensitivity. This is a pure metallic object, and we've glued the sensor behind this 1 millimeter metallic object. And each time I'm pressing a little on that, you can see the deformation of the metal. We are measuring it, and believe me, it's metal, so the deformation on the metal is extremely low, and we can still measure it and make this metallic object totally tactile. And we are in HMI device, in automotive and in consumer electronics. We're also working on what we call smart life, which is the measurement of the pulse, breath rhythm, stress level, and maybe tomorrow the tension, you know how to say that in English, but the blood pressure. Blood pressure. We can measure blood pressure because you sit on a chair. And the last one is measuring deformation of structure. So there's a company in Toulouse, because we are based in Toulouse, the south of France. There's a company in Toulouse that does electric airplanes, and they put our sensor on the landing gear. And each time the plane will land, we measure the deformation of the landing gear, which tells if there's a preventive maintenance that has to be done because the shock was too high. So we can do that kind of things also for measuring the deformation of objects. All right.
Yes, very good.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us. We're WE Construction. We're a family company. We're a major of construction based in France. But we've also been in Hong Kong for the last 70 years. We're mostly famous in Hong Kong for building tunnels, bridges, and also public buildings like this one. The building where we are today, the convention center, was built by Bouygues many years ago. On screen, you have a series of our latest projects around the world, including in Hong Kong. The reason why we are a part of So French Innovative this year is really to showcase our commitment to low carbon construction and digital infrastructure, especially for safety. to speak a few words about low carbon construction. We really see this as a very strong trend in France, and we really want to be in Hong Kong as a solution provider in that space, including for low carbon material, low carbon concrete, which we're now using on our Hong Kong project for 100% low carbon concrete, but also timber construction, so low carbon material, but also new types of offer where we can address existing buildings, lower the energy consumption, lower the use of fossil fuel with financing, designing, and construction solutions all integrated. This is something we have done in Singapore for the BCA, the Building Construction Authority of Singapore. It's something we do in France with some landmark project like this, Libertify, which was the winner of the Reinvent Paris competition. And we see this demand picking up also in Hong Kong with key stakeholders, key leaders of the market like MTR. So we are really here to showcase our skills, our capacity, but also convince every decision maker to create the space by regulation, by incentive for low carbon construction to emerge in Hong Kong. At the same time, we show the steps we're taking for digital in construction, especially for safety. The construction industry is sadly notorious for being a dangerous industry, and we use every means possible to reinforce a safety culture. And this goes through, including using AI, using robotics, using big data to deploy smart and safe solutions. So you can visit our booth. We have a few examples, which are just illustrations of what we can do to reinforce the safety culture. So thank you for having us, and have a good day, everyone.
Hello everyone, I am Romain, the founder of Mube. We have created the green column. It's public equipment, a city equipment that combines the best of the green technology and the connected technology. It's a mast with 120 different plants covered it, and at its summit we install different technology of the smart city. It's camera, lighting, and telecom. It's an alternative of the metallic mast that covered the city everywhere on the pavement. Here you can see a different creation we have done in France. It's a public square where underground we have a parking, and it was impossible to plant trees because of the roots. So we have created in less than 6 months an equivalent of a garden of 300 square meters, but we use on the floor less than 20 square meters. We also consume 70% less of water than a natural trees. Our creation is an alternative of metallic mass, as I said, but also an optimization of the green technology. Our plants are selected to cool the air and to purify air of the city. As you can see on the TV, we have a before. This place was impossible to plant trees, and after, so in less than 6 months, we have created this vertical garden, and we integrate the public camera and the police camera. We have installed more than 200 creations in France, and now we are also in Italy, and our goal is now to be on the Asian market. Thank you very much.
Right then, open green cement is a catalyst of carbon transition by manufacturing clinker-free cement in a brand new vertical process. Basically, every 52 seconds, 150 tons of cement is produced worldwide. Out of this, 92% of it is made by clinker, okay, which is 881 kilos of CO2 per ton in carbon emission. Clinker alone is responsible for 8% of global emissions worldwide. Okay, what we do with Hoffmann green cement is basically changing the chemistry of cement by getting rid of the clinker and using byproducts from other type of industry, reactivating it with our matrix of activation, patented in all the world with 12 patents today. And from 881 kilos of CO2 per ton of cement produced in traditional cement, we are down to 141 kilos of CO2 per ton. All this by doing no change in the concrete manufacturing process. We'll be using the same trucks, the same ready-mix facilities, the same molds for precast constructions, etc., etc. Just an adaptation into the mix design itself. Our 141 CO2 equivalent per ton has been validated by the new EPD last month already. How do we do this? Basically, clinker cement is used by extracting limestone from quarries, releasing imprisoned CO2, and then burned at 1400 degrees during 18 hours. Okay, hence the reason we got that high carbon emission. What we do, as you can see in our plant there, we have no chimneys, no ovens, and we're all doing it in a cold manufacturing process. So we have trucks coming into the factory, pushing all the raw products at the top of the tower there, and using gravitation to bring them down. Thanks to this, basically, we're using also much less energy to produce our cement. Okay, basically from between 800 and 1300 kilowatt hour per ton for traditional cement, we are down to less than 100 kilowatt hour per ton in energy, which enables us to be fully independent in terms of energy process. Out of this process, we reactivate different types of byproducts with a new line of product base now. HEVA based on flash clay elements, HUKR based on glass furnace slag, H3TOA of QG or polymer technology, and HIONA of super sulfated cement based on gypsum and slag. How we do this, we can address, thanks to this, we can address all the different markets from the construction industry, obviously everything regarding multifamily housing and offices building, everything regarding network fiber to cover the network fiber optics using our HVA product, all the renewable energy contract markets, wind turbine foundation, seals for solar farms, outdoor fittings, cycle paths, precast concrete, pavements, etc. And a new one there as well for waste troopers. Everything that cannot be burned basically is now still sealed into concrete, and we're using then our cement to do those. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, everybody. My name is John from Schneider Electric. So today I'm very happy that to share with you our solutions, how it's going to navigate the sustainability. So I'm the segment lead for R&D, for F&B and retail segments. So I'm very happy that to engage the French community as well as Hong Kong community over here. I'm also a graduate from HEC Paris. In Hong Kong, this is the typical situation. We have the building, but how it's going to navigate, how it's going to engage different stakeholders from the office of facility management and the office and retail. First of all, we are going to explore how it's going to engage, as I said, for the facility management for the building, for the energy saving. We have the solution that we can engage, we can get the data for the BMS no matter what they are with different brands. So we can get the data to understand what is behavior of the building and where's the inefficiency in order to find the opportunities to save the energy with the optimization and the suggestion. To make it simple, this is about the data, information, and the expertise, and we suggest the action to make it with an effect for the energy saving. This is a very typical example. Seeing is believing. So this is the general that we deploy the solution in one of the major landmark in Hong Kong, which is just near over here, the CBD. So this building, actually, we provide the insights from the chiller, okay, over around the clock, over different weather. So we can also provide the prediction where would be the power consumption in the next few hours. This is the return. This developer, so our key clients, is the number one Dow Jones for the real estate in the world for the developer. So we have engaged and deployed the solution across Hong Kong and China for more than 20 properties, and this is our idea we expect and help them to achieve. apart from the building, so what about the tenants and the office? The issue that nowadays we see is mostly they also want to monitor the energy consumption and find the inefficiencies. To make it simple, rather than just the building, which is pretty much like the giant solutions. So this one is like a more like solution that we can help tenants to engage, as I previously said, in a smaller scale right away. So this solution actually applies for retail, school, campuses, and even the light industrial. More than that, for the retails, usually they have the issue for managing across the region with a different portfolio. Especially nowadays when we see that, okay, there are like different requirements across Asia, Europe, and even US. So we also help the company for energy management, sustainability, and the work engagement and the operations, and that's the way to ease the issue. In short, we can help them to engage from comfort energy level, and that's the way we see we can use the digital platform on cloud to monitor and control all the different compliances in the store and in the restaurants as well, in order to achieve the energy saving. So this is one of our key clients globally. We have helped them to deploy more than hundreds of stores across Asia, Europe, and US. And this is a saving that we can achieve for them with 15 to 20%. Apart from FME, we also have the retailer. This is one of the small retailers that we also have achieved a similar result. In short, this is what we have today. Thank you very much. You may find us right there. Thank you.
Hello guys, so nice to meet you. My name is Ewen. I'm working for Kickmaker in Shenzhen. So I will explain you what's Kickmaker, what we are doing here, and what we are doing also in France, because we are still a French company as well. Okay, so Kickmaker is an industrialization agency dedicated to hardware. So we are working in different industries. Here I'll show you some examples, and I will go a bit more in details right after. Just to give you more details about us, we are a French company, so we have 4 offices in France, 2 offices in the US, and 1 in Shenzhen, in China. And we are around 350 people, including 300 engineers for the product development. Okay. What we are doing at Kickmaker, so basically we provide 3 kind of services. The first one is the product development itself. So from the electronics, the mechanic, the software, the APP, the AI to develop any kind of hardware products. The second one is the industrialization agency. The industrialization processes. So it means we pass through different steps with our customer to bring their product to a real prototype, and through different phases that we call EVT, DVT, and PVT. There are phases that aims to test the design to ensure the product is working correctly, either on the feature or on the design. And then we send the product to mass manufacturing to ensure the mass manufacturing will process correctly and won't have any issue to avoid the industrial risks. After that, we take care about the production on site at the factory site to ensure that the yield is correct, the quality is stable for our customers. Okay, so I'll show you just some industry quickly in which we are working. I'll try to go fast because 5 minutes is quite small. The first industry we are working on are the medical devices. So we have exoskeletons, we have some machines to analyze the blood cells in the hospital or in the laboratories. This kind of machine you can develop and industrialize as well. And the second one are the customer devices. So here you have one example that I brought from our office that is a toy for the children. But we do work also on different kind of product for the public, especially all the L'Oreal products. So the L'Oreal electronic products are developed by Kickmaker and industrialized by Kickmaker. The third one is the new mobility and electrification, so e-bikes or electric vehicle charging stations. And the last one is the automation. So this is more linked with robotics like AGVs or humanoid robots. Okay. So just to show you quickly, for our French offices, we have facilities in France that are divided in 2 parts. What we call the Chic Lab. It's a small fab lab that we have in each of our offices that aims to do prototyping really quickly. And we have also what we call the KAL, the Kickmaker assembly line. They are small assembly lines in which we will assemble between 50 to 500 pieces of products to do some tests in our own factory, our own facilities before sending to mass manufacturing. Okay, so what we need is excitement about the project, right? And just to show you, so since we are engineering service provider, this is all the skills we have internally. So everything linked with the hardware, of course, electronic, mechatronic, mechanic, software, and AI, but also including industrialization and robotics. So here I have some pictures of my colleagues based in France. Here you have the Sir Antoine, who is from France as well, okay, especially for the events. And just to show you, we are also present in China, so especially to support the industrialization here in China. So we have a lot of partners that have been already audited for a long time, okay? And we have operation all across Asia. So this is what we are operating basically in China, a bit of design, especially design for manufacturing and design for assembly, that aims to optimize the design and support the industrialization processes in Asia. Just an example I wanted to show you. So a L'Oreal product that we are working on, and we have worked on. So we are working on almost all the L'Oreal hardware devices developed by us in France, and we support as well the industrialization here in China. Okay, so I cannot tell you that much more, but I wanted to show you an example. So thank you so much, guys, and keep in touch.
Here we go. So units, this is a design studio we co-founded with Roman in 2019. We just opened a bureau in Suzhou actually a year ago. So we are working worldwide in Asia and in Europe. Our DNA at Unit is to work on technological projects. So we work with actually at the very beginning for medtech companies and deep tech companies. Now we are working more on a broader technological field. The idea is that we come from a background in design and engineering. That's why we're trying to tackle both sides and really trying to put the product at the center of what you do. At the very beginning, we worked on the product. So really the idea is to talk with the founders and understand what they are doing, to be able to focus on what the technology is about and how design could help enhance the technology and make it into a product. But by doing so, we realized that we were also producing a lot of visuals, and that could help the company build the brand equity and how it communicates its technology to people. So we work on both sides, the product side, but also the company and the brand equity parts. And we have sort of a broad methodology, a broad approach on how to do that. The first part being trying to really understand what is the scope of the design and what the perimeter in which we are going to work with. So sometimes it's about trying to curate sort of a visual imaginary that really conveys the technology behind the product. Sometimes it's about going on the field and trying to understand what the user wants so that we can conclude and have sort of a overview or a brief of what the design can do for these companies. And then we work more on the product part. So that could be designing products, designing software. The idea is that we go from the first images and the first visual up in the manufacturing and the production of the products. And then we also work on all of the communication aspects. So that could be like the brand equity, the logos, the fonts, the corporate identity, and we create like relevant communication tools such as the website and pitch deck and stuff like that. So that's it for Units. Thank you.
Hi and good morning. I'm Byron from WeMaintain. I look after Asia. WeMaintain is a lift and escalator maintenance and technology company. We focus on particularly on uptime for operating units in very high intensity operating environments, so transport, factory, hotel, hospital. Globally, we are about 300 people. We're split between Europe and Asia. About half of our revenue is outside of Europe at this point. In Asia, we are focused in Singapore and in Hong Kong now. We are unusual as a technology player in our space. So what we do is a roughly $200 billion a year market. What we are going after particularly is the silos that exist in this market. We use technology to cut across our training regimen with our field engineers. We operate full in-house field teams, and we use IoT sensors that we produce ourselves. These operate on top of lift cars. They also go into escalator beds. They can do many different things, but I'll talk about this focus right now. These units allow us to do continuous measurement. So it is a very different approach that's taken from the big industrial players that produce a lot of these units. So in a lift car, you have a computer that controls it. Most of the bigger companies produce IoT in some capacity. They look at fault data that is occurring in the computer systems. At that point, it's too late. Your unit already has a problem. WeMaintain's approach is a little bit different. We look at environmental and behavioral data from the operating assets. So we use accelerometer data from vibrations on a lift, in an escalator. We look at speed and movement, open cycles for the doors, and it allows us to make very accurate predictions about when a unit will break down, typically anywhere from 6 to 48 hours beforehand. It allows us to offer a very differential service where we schedule engineers to come down with the appropriate parts, fix the units before the breakdown occurs. Again, if you're a transport operator, if you're a hotel, a hospital, this really matters. It's less about the big high-rise buildings. We also do those. But this particular setup that we have is especially valuable if you have millions of riders on a daily basis. So where it goes, effectively, this unit will go on top of the lift car. The machine room typically is at the top. The accelerometer chip is the same thing in your phone. It's very, very sensitive to vibrations. We use signals analysis on an ongoing basis in the cloud to be able to determine, okay, the vibration changes are coming from different systems in the lift or the escalator. It could be coming from the ropes, it could be coming from the machine, aspects of the doors. We can isolate this up front, and it's information that we can pass to field engineers ahead of time in order to be very reactive and arriving with the correct parts immediately the first time. Similarly, we offer this in escalators. It's a service that we provide to SNCF. We operate the lifts and escalators in about a quarter of SNCF across France, especially in Ile-de-France. In Hong Kong, we operate a major piece of the Hong Kong MTR. Again, with this technology, we connect this with field teams. They can be our field teams. They can be outside field teams. And it allows us to dramatically enhance the uptime, again, in very, very high-pressure environments. We work with significant transport operators around the world. With London, a big piece of transport for London is the DLR. In Hong Kong, with the MTR, we operate the Tung Chung line from Central Station all the way out past the airport and Expo. And Orly and CDG airports. We work very, very heavily across the world with major facilities managers, asset owners, transport operators, and continue to expand very rapidly in Asia. So hope to speak with you. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So my name is Alex from MindTrust Sustainability. I've been in China since 2002, so a very long time. And now I work in sustainability only. My company has offices in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. And we work for customers in the region, in China in general. So I will give a quick introduction about what we do. In Hong Kong, we're very focused this year on the reporting, the first reporting for Hong Kong X of carbon accounting and ESG. And we also work a lot with companies who try to train their staff to ESG matters. We help them also to communicate about it and to drive their sustainability with consulting. So we are an ESG education partner, a decarbonization collaborator, an ESG target supporter, and a cross-team builder. And mostly we also share a lot about our sustainability network as we work in different fields. So our offer is structured in at three levels. We are working with very mature workshops to raise awareness. We work on the ESG management, ESG data management, with all the different metrics that we can collect for ESG management. And we work on decarbonization and impact reduction. So we have different workshops, which I will go through quickly. We have climate fresk, two towns, biodiversity collage, the digital collage. So personally, I was one of the first person to deploy all this workshop in the region and translated them partly in Chinese also. So I trained a lot of people around the region. And here's a quick video with one key customer we have in Hong Kong, which is CLP. So we have a short video here, if it's working, and it's not working. Yes, it's working now. So I will put the video later. But basically, yes, we have different platforms that we use to collect data. So we mostly work with French platforms, and the purpose is to help customers to deploy their climate strategy or their ESG strategy, leveraging technologies basically to collect data mostly and to produce decarbonization plans. So the three companies we represent are Sweep, Greenly, and Sami. We are trained to these platforms, and we have big customers in Hong Kong, like Watsons, like Lianfeng, this type of very, very large customer. We help customers, and once we have good visibility on their ESG footprint, we help them to move to SBTI targeting, meaning it's to apply for a third party that confirms the targets are in line with Paris Agreement. So we monitor and adjust basically using this technology. So in short, we educate, we measure, and we analyze, we take action, and we monitor and adjust in the end. So we are a team of, so we have lots of customers throughout the years in the region. Again, we have customers in Taiwan, in China, and in Hong Kong. And we are a team of passionate people in Hong Kong. So these are my team in Hong Kong mostly. All very passionate about the environment. We are all doing a lot of also volunteering to let people know in Hong Kong about the risks of the ecology in general. And that's it. So we are present in 4 regions. Come to see me if you have topics related to ESG. I'm really happy to share any insights we may have from local customers. Thank you.
The most valuable currency is now attention. Videos eating world like TikTok, Instagram, right? And the people have shorter and shorter attention. That is why we developed an accurate, auditable, and reliable way for production-grade AI solution. So, well, I'm talking too much. Let's move on the demo. The first one is we made for the Bourse Bank and the Société Générale. So the Bourse Bank has 72 million users, one of the biggest neobanking firms. We offer 300 videos every day to focus on individual stocks to show the highlights of what's happening in the stock market in Europe. As you see here, if you visit the Bourse Bank, our video is here. You can check. All right, next one. we made another document transformation for BNP Paribas. Their pain point is that they have very smart market analysts. However, the PDF report they made 34 pages, 40 pages, lots of disclaimer. Unfortunately, not many people read it. That is why we help them to make short video storytelling to get back attention of the users. It's not the end. We embedded the bot so that let's get the interactive, get Q&A for further insight. And also we embedded call to action, like call to have a meeting with the relationship manager, call sales agency, and so on. Another one, this is a local, our very trustable client, Hong Kong Monetary Authority.
Under the HKMA's FinTech 2025.
As you see here, we made avatar for real person, executive of HKMA. They're talking about the art of possible with using AI for their opening event of the FinTech event.
To promote wealth tech and search tech, green tech.
Just one fun way to interact with your clients, customers. Within the roadmap, this is Miss Carmen Chu. After Carmen Chu's avatar speaking, dear Miss Carmen Chu went to the center of the stage and the ceremony was open. If I may ask a few more minutes. This is our new product for Societe Generale. So if you visit the Societe Generale MPA pages, your avatar walks through all the highlighted information to show the key insight to you. Because you're a busy person, everybody busy. We can't see all the information by only ourselves. So that's avatar helping you to show the key highlighted information and for the next action. Well, thank you very much. This is
So good morning. So this is Wenhua from Akila. So I'm the Deputy GM of Akila China from Shanghai, and very happy to have chance to introduce Akila. We are a digital twin data platform, and especially for the real estate companies and for the building and equipment. So we help them to digitalize their building and also to do some analysis based on AI and do some control to do the optimization. Okay. So our company, in fact, we go to market in 2022, and we already expand our footprint, not only in China, we also have office in APAC, in Singapore and Japan, in EMEA, and also in US. Okay, we have the partners with US like Deloitte, and technology point of view, we have partners like NVIDIA, so use Omniverse that to do the digital twin platform. And also, we are benefiting from the group because we are a French group called Aiden Group, and we provide Aiden services, etc. Okay. And why we do this digital platform? Because we want to help the actual real estate market issue, because actually they have different silo ways that you control their buildings. For example, from the energy point of view, from the building automation, and also the maintenance. They are everyone is silo way. So what we would like to do is that we collect data from different systems and to combine in one platform. So you can see here that this become here that by use Akila, so we will put all the data in one platform. So you will find different streets for the application. So we are focused very on carbon management to manage your carbon emission. We also do the energy monitoring and energy optimization. So we will also provide the maintenance for the equipment. So this is the platform that we have. Okay, and yes, as I mentioned at the beginning, so our mission is that to digitalize in the phase 1 and to do the optimize in the phase 2, and then we can do upgrade your assets, so including the equipment like the HVAC system, etc. Okay. So this is an example that use case that we deploy in China. So you can see that this is a IKEA store that we deploy IKEA solution in all IKEA 37 stores in China. So we use our D2 platform. So you can see we digitalize all their stores, and then we manage all the energy management for them to find the ways of energy operation. And at the end, that we use some AI technology that by using some real-time simulation and AI technology to optimize their HVAC system to achieve 22% saving from last year. So this is a very significant saving for IKEA store, which represents 5% of the total energy for the store. Okay, and from China, we are now go to the world. So we deploy 37 stores in China, and last year summer we finished 11 stores in Japan, and at the end of last year we signed a contract with IKEA Australia. So now we have almost 15% of IKEA portfolio worldwide, and also we are doing pilot in France, in Bahino, and also in Malaysia. So this is the example of use case we have now. I will quickly show you a video to show you that some what's the platform of Akila, and also you can find some new technology we are testing in the R&D center. So you can see that this is the Akila platform. So you will be able to visualize and also do simulation. So this is a project we did in SNCF in Monaco. So it's like a real-time airflow simulation. And this is the construction level that we do some simulation. This is also the emergency excite simulation with Omniverse. 1 minute, yeah. Okay, so this is last part is that we use some AI agents to help the operation guys use our technology that to optimize the daily operation. So yeah, so this is the power of the our AI technology. And by combined with NVIDIA Omniverse technology. Okay, so this is some example. And also we use this technology that to measure the security for the integrate with CCTV and also integrate the outdoor lighting situation and to real-time control of the building to save the energy. So this is this kind of solution that we can provide. So we'll be very happy if you want to discuss more with us. And thank you.
So hello everyone, I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Ziyan from BK International. So BK International, we started up in 2012. We always call us a creative group that we use our passions and talents to show the world how beautiful the French art is. Yes. And now we have several offices in all over the world. We start up in Lyon, which one is the city in France. They have very famous festival Lumière. So we start up with the festival Lumière, of course. And now we have one office in Paris, one in Shanghai, and one in Xi'an in China, also one in Dubai. So the most part of our workers or employees are artists. That's why we call us a creative group. With all these talents people, we use our unique image to show the world how the different to make the unique experience. So we have several studios in our company, in our group. We have Studio BK, and the BK, and Gallery A+E. For Studio BK, they used to work with all the luxury brands, such as Hermes, Chanel, Dior, all these kind of luxury brands. And as for Atelier BK, we used to doing the grand mapping show all over the world. We have doing in China, we have working in Shanghai, in Zhangyuan for the ceremony, and also in Beijing, in Taiyuan, for some very famous building you can find. Also, for Gallery A+E, we work with theater. We used to work with all the talented artists to show the power of art to let their idea become true. And here's several brands we have already worked with. We can see there's all the branch release. We are very happy for last year for the 24 Paris Olympic. We have doing 4 stages for the opening Olympic Games, and also for the principal Paris Olympic Games. That's what we have done here. So. At the end, I would like to use our wonderful video to show what we have done this year. These are the projects we have already done all around the world. Now we have more than 300 projects already done. This is a Qsee show.
Good morning. So I started with some observation. Currently, we say that one company out of 2 declared being breached in the past. Means the other half either doesn't know they've been breached or they will be in the future. 1/3 of attacks recently are because of ransomware, and around 1/3 of attacks are also because of human factors. In addition of that, we also notice that we have more and more regulation in China with the cybersecurity laws, MLPS, in Europe with the GDPR or NIS2, same in the US, and soon in Hong Kong with a new law voted last week. And based on that, I decided to create my company. So good morning, everyone. I'm Antoine, and I created in 2021 APS Consulting, a cybersecurity firm based in Shanghai. And our mission is to help SMBs to enhance the cybersecurity awareness and the security of their information system. So we are focusing on 3 expertise. The first one will be the audits on conformity, compliance, and also implementation of international norms like the ISO 27001. The second part is what we call the GRC, the governance, risk management, and compliance. So for that will be a consulting mission for outsourcing your resources like Chief Information Security Officer or Data Protection Officer. And the last one will be the managed services. So we're going to start by helping you on your help desk and add some security level on that, like your log management, your identity management, and so on. But speaking about GRC is not that easy, so that's why we developed a new software to help you to manage your main framework, the different international norms, the different regulation in China soon and also in Hong Kong, in order to help you to manage your risk management, your different policies internally, your internal control, and so on. So it will be one platform compliant with the China's regulation, which means everything hosted in China mainland and also in other data centers in Singapore and Hong Kong to manage that for your companies. So if you have any question, you can scan on the WeChat and also WhatsApp for more information. Thank you very much.
First of all, I would like to give you some data. The Nomad speaker is one of the best electronic devices, on the market, just behind smartphone and earphone. And the market is growing more than 20% every year. But today on the market, there is a lot of similar design with same weak points, poor sound, low finishing. Most of the consumer is dissatisfied. So here we come with the world's most powerful ultra-compact Nomade speaker. I want to say it again, the world's most powerful ultra-compact Nomade speaker. 240 watts. This is 2 years than the best one on the market today. 40 hours per time. This is 4 times longer than the best one on the market today. This is a game changer in the audio industry. It comes from 5 years on research and development to get this level of excellence with patented technology in electronic, acoustic, and thermodynamic. Is engineered for both indoor and outdoor use. The shape and the material have been studied to give the best sound experience. The body, fully in aluminum, is durable and recyclable. And there is inside a smart cooling system able to give this kind of high power system. We create a new generation of speaker able to give a deep bass and clear sound. We work closely with a manufacturer of battery cell for electric vehicle to give the best energy density. Then you can deliver 40 hours per time, enough to play the whole weekend. Able to recharge in record times below than 2 hours is 2 times faster than anyone on the market today. Of course, this acoustic system got the latest wireless sound technology, Bluetooth, Spotify, Wi-Fi, and AirPlay 2. You can control with your app or your remote. You can use in a multi-room or in multi-channel for your living space. To complete this device, there is a modular pedestal with adjustable height, 30 cm to 60 cm. There is also inside, for user-friendly, a wireless charging system. This object has been designed as a tribute to the sound, which got already several international design and innovation awards. So you can see listed here, and we expect more is coming this year.
Avec ta souris, tu fais cancel.
Je peux voir. C'est un bec.
Il y avait une... Elle est juste derrière. Ah, ok. Ah, attends. T'inquiète pas, ça sera coupé au montage.
Ça sera coupé au montage, oui. Je repars sur le slide d'avant. We create this object as a tribute to the sound. We got already several innovation and design awards, which is listed here, and we expect more is coming this year. This product is designed to last a decade. It's durable and easy to repair. Also, it's eco-friendly manufacturing. Most of the element inside is coming from recycled channel. And also, we give the best, higher standard of testing to assure the best, the longest durability as possible. You see, we highlight some highlight burden. So, if you want to know more about Ask or also services for oxygen, please feel free to contact us.
Hello, good morning, bonjour, So my name is Franck Dubarry. I am in China for more than 10 years, 11 years. So I will do it in English, not in Chinese. My votre poton is Mama Roho. So my company is, I'm really proud to be in front of a lot of startups who create many things. Me, I create nothing. I just do something differently to be more efficient. So I come from the aviation industry. I was pilot on the army, in the navy, in France before, and after I joined different airlines, I continue to be pilot. But there are 2 years ago, we have created this company, Silkwings, in China, in mainland China, in Hangzhou, close Shanghai. So this company, in fact, is the first, is the first Sino-French airline, because it's strange, but it's true, there are never a joint venture between French company and Chinese company or Asian company. So we are the first Sino-French, so that's why our project is supported by the French government and is supported by Dassault Aviation, with a famous brand of planes who want in the same time use our platform and our company to develop their sales in Asia. So the team is really mixed. We are really 50-50. I can say more, 70% Chinese and 30% foreigners. We are only 4 French in the company, and the rest they are Chinese. So myself, like I said, I was pilot on the Navy and different airline and always pilot now, and I'm the chairman of the company. My partner, who is sick today and unfortunately cannot be here, Mr. Chen, worked on the aviation for a long time. I'm Minister Alex Eng, who is Hong Kongese. He's a sales director. But we have more than 20 years experience on the aviation, and I will talk about now our product to explain why we do it something different instead of to create something new. So we have created something new. Definitely, the business jet industry have changed after the COVID. Before the COVID, the business jet industry in Asia was really low. It was really few aircraft. Actually, the business jet in China was exactly the same number of business jets than in France. The country is not totally the same, and they say there's something strange. Why? But the COVID changed because the people, they have not this history of the aviation, and they wanted to fly differently. In the COVID, they didn't want to be mixed. They wanted to be more flexible. And they have just realized one thing: when all the liner was grounded during the COVID, the business jet continued to fly. So I say, fashion show, what happened? I want to understand. And they already tried to think about business jet. But business jet industry in China is only 5-6 big company, like me. Not big, you can say airlines, you can say different size, operator, sorry. And me, I am big, yes, I know. But the company I talk about. The thing is, the different operator. But the competition is really not fair because they don't know what it is aviation. The people just find opportunity to manage plane, but they don't know what it is aviation. So we said we need to provide another system with the jet sharing. So what it is jet sharing? Very simple. It's like the biggest company in the world is NetJet in USA. In fact, is to share the plane. But if you do a copy-paste of the process from USA to China, it doesn't work. Not because it's from USA, it's because the Chinese don't like to share. So we spent more than 1.5 years to develop our product to make possible and make acceptable the word of sharing. And actually, this program actually explodes because we have a lot of companies, and I hope that all these famous startups will be my clients soon, because we take the plane like that to sell your product everywhere in the world. So our product is, in fact, we share the plane with a few people, but we guarantee the same service, only 4. And at the end of the contract, we give back, so the only one in Europe and in Asia, we give back 85% of the investment to the people. It's unique, and that's why actually the people think about it to move a lot, because actually the people want to travel everywhere to start again the business after the COVID. But our innovation that we can say innovation, we are the first company and the only one in business jet to take care of the carbon footprint. And with Dassault Aviation, we work a lot to reduce a lot on the business jet industry. But I just want to clarify one point, because the newspaper say a lot of things wrong. Fake. To sell paper or to put many people in the street. But it's not true. About the carbon emission, you can see that is really official number. So don't worry, it's not fake. It's not me. I did it last Saturday night in my room. It's official number. The transportation in the world, the emission of the carbon is 13%. The road is 10%. The rail, although is 1%. And the aviation is 2%. And the business jet industry is a 0.04. So when in the world the people block the businessman that you are in the jet because you are the reason of the carbon footprint, you can say, I'm not the first. But anyway, we change. So what do? We are the only one in China to do it, actually, and quite in Asia on the business jet. We use the SAF fuel. This SAF fuel is like biological fuel. We take all the distance and we can reduce about 80% of the CO2 compared to the normal fuel that we put normally on the jet. So all our jet now is only equipped with this type of fuel. Next one, we use different way to calculate the flights. So that's why we have lot of IT in the company, because we need to optimize the route to do it shortest, use the wind to do fastest, use less engine, less fuel, so reduce the carbon. That is what we put in place and we have developed with the company. And the last point is that's so actually with the new aircraft that I proposed to you I introduced to you before. Actually now nobody knows it, but 65% of all the craft is now recyclable. So it means at the end of the life, we can create a new one with the plane and not throw away. So we are Silkwings. We are very proud to be with you today. And if you want more information, because I know I'm French and I talk a lot, you can just come to visit us. It will be a pleasure to explain to you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Cyrus. My company is Qsee.ai. I would like to start by highlighting the problem I'm working to address. I'm from the textile and apparel industry, and there is 100 billion pieces of garment produced every year. And for the quality control of these, it remains a Stone Age method. 2 hands and 2 eyes. This is completely a manual job that is done so far on every piece of garment, whether your shirt, your trousers, your shoes, completely manual. And that's something I'm working on modernizing by augmenting the workers with computer vision. In other words, with vision AI. So what we do, we scan with a smartphone, we assess, is the piece of garment meeting or not, pass or fail, and then we deliver KPIs and information on this front. To put it visually, this is an example of a front panel of a t-shirt. We do have a smartphone, our app, in order to assist the worker in order to do the job of quality control. And then we detect the object and we can measure the dimensions and check the compliance of these measurements against the brand requirements. So what we do is human augmentation. We will not replace the human beings because we still need people to handle those sort of products and bring them under the field of view, and we will drive them. So it's going to be easy to use. It's going to be foolproof. We can switch from skilled labor to low and no skilled labor. The tolerances are set by the manufacturers for the chest tolerance, for example. And the scope of what we can check, 2D and 3D measurements, precision below 2 millimeters, we can detect defects and we can detect color conformity, color compliance. Now, all right, so I'm going to show you an example of the solution I've implemented in a football jersey manufacturing location. So on the left, they are checking manually, and on the right, they are checking with my solution. So we deliver quality, stability, and productivity on this front. So here the worker has to superpose with the video projection and make sure that the panel meets the measurements and that the logo are in the right position. So this is a Premier League team. I cannot give you the name, but they do 500,000 pieces a year. Thank you very much.
So my name is Qsee. Thanks for coming. I'm representing a management consulting firm called Qsee. So we have around 20 offices around the globe, and I'm from Hong Kong office. So I mainly work for the division called Qsee AI, and what we do is we work on scaling the Gen AI use cases at big corporations. So this is our core product called Qsee GPT, and the idea is to have a single infrastructure where you can scale all your use cases at once. So whenever someone at the organization wants to access the Gen AI use cases, they can just go to this single platform and access everything there related to the finance, related to the regulations, etc. I'd like to show one example of the tool that we have built for one of our insurance clients. So this is the tool called Actuarial Bot. It's about assessing your exposure to the specific events. So as we know, for example, in France or in any country around the world, we have lots of big events happening, and every time for insurance companies, they need to assess what is the exposure of their portfolio to the specific event. And in this example, we can take a look at the example of the riots. So for this specific client in Paris, since riots was a common thing, they had to assess what is the exposure of their portfolio to the riot events. So step by step to describe what they do is that they can first search throughout their portfolio, and we have natural language understanding. So even if you search by specific word, it searches for everything related to that, and it's also language agnostic. So even if it's searching in French, it finds all other contracts in other languages like English, it can be Chinese or any other language, and it finds out all the contracts. You can filter out by the market, zone, different types of the contracts, and year. So you can see here the example of the contracts. And next step for the actuaries is to calculate what is actual exposure in terms of the numbers. And usually for our client, actuaries used to spend 2 weeks of time for that, which is a bit late after the event happened. And after building this tool, actually our model helped to calculate the exposure within 15 minutes for the whole portfolio of contracts. And the reason why it became so accurate is because we have fine-tuned the open source model on over 50,000 actuarial documents. So this model is specifically fine-tuned for this task of running the calculations. And in this video, I'll show this interesting example where on the right side, you can see they ask you a question to calculate the maximum liability and to give the methodology. And it will actually run the calculation and show what is the liability and explains how exactly it was calculated. But most of the time, we don't want all these details, and we can even ask to provide a single number, and it will just calculate everything, sum it up, and at the end, it will just give you a single number per contract, and you can just massively run these kind of extraction on all documents at once, which will give you the single number exposure for this specific event. So that's how overall we scale different use cases for many of our clients, and this is the example of how we did for insurance clients by reducing workload from 2 weeks to 15 minutes. Yeah, thank you.
In the 20th century, the world will belong to knowledge worker. It's not me who said it, it's Peter Drucker. He wrote a book in 1999 explaining that the 21st century company will thrive with the productivity of the knowledge worker. But he didn't say how. Can you take a guess? AI, of course. So AI is what is going to empower knowledge workers to be more productive in the 21st century. What should be a path of a company to integrate AI? First, it starts at the top. You need to train the executive. It doesn't matter if you're a huge company or a small company, it has to start from a very deep understanding of the CEO, of the C-level, of the C-suite. What is AI really? Because as Frank said, the newspaper is lying, so don't read the newspaper. Get them straight. And second, identify your champions inside the organization. In every organization, there are a few people who are not afraid of AI, who really understand what it is. We
we estimate that in organization there are between 15 and 20% who naturally like AI. Identify those people. Try to find one in every department. Give them the resources and reward them for being this engine and for helping their colleagues and being the internal leaders and champions of AI inside organization. Then create a community. So put all these champions into a community and try to connect the community. This is one of the things that we also offer for our customers. We will connect their champions with champions in other industries, which make them even knowledgeable and even more active and reward them. Practice makes perfect. Use AI 10 times, 20 times, 30 times per day. There's no limit. There's virtually no limit into how many tasks you can accelerate by using AI. Save your favorite prompts. Share them with your colleagues. This is also what we want the champions to do in organization. And then keep yourself up to date. There are AI news every day, almost every hour. There's a new model. There's a new company. There's a new fundraising. There's a scandal. There's a new benchmark. There's a new technology. It doesn't stop. And then at that point, you can automate and integrate. And this has to come as the last step of this process. Company would try to automate too fast with AI, or try to replace humans with AI, they fail. We have a ton of failure stories actually to share. So where does the current state of AI? So most of you probably know about GPT, about OpenAI, Meta, Llama. This is what we call the first generation of AI. So of course there's a second and there's a third. So this first was opened by OpenAI. They were the first movers, and then followers came in. So Meta, Google, they came out with their own models, and then came what we call the demonetization. So both Alibaba and DeepSeek, they came out with models very, very cheap, almost cheap, that they're almost free for corporates. And then in the second generation of AI, the same thing happened. So what we call second generation of AI, we call them they are the reasoning model. So OpenAI, the O theory, O1, O3, same thing. OpenAI came with a very good innovation, but it was very expensive as well. So they were followed by Anthropic and Google. And again, the same two companies, Alibaba and DeepSeek, they came out with very cheap model. So they came and disrupted the second generation as well. So now we're talking about the third generation. What is the third generation? They are AI agents. OpenAI was supposed to be the leader. They were supposed to be the first mover with Operator, which they pitched at $20,000 per month, but they never released it. It's still in beta testing. So this time, in the third generation, they've been demonetized by a Chinese company called Monica that released Manas, even before they release. So everything again is accelerating, and everything is becoming even more powerful, more autonomous, and give us better and better results. So I want to share a few stories of companies that we helped into that path, into their AI integration. So first, we worked a lot with the chambers. We are members of 16 chambers all around Asia. And in 2024, in Shanghai, we made 11 trainings. And in total, we had 2,550 people from more than 100 companies attending our trainings. Among them, a good half of them became champions in their company. This company, Hobo, they were here last year actually. They're a logistic company, and they had a lot of requests for reporting, a lot of questions. We have them integrate an AI into their platform, so now whenever a business person has a question, they can just ask the question in English and get the answer. The third company, Arch Invest, they're a financial company. They reduced their report production by 90%. It takes them 90% less time to produce accurate financial reports, and they actually discovered there are less mistakes. The staff ran 1,000 employees inside their company. Green Health integrated AI. They're a pharmaceutical company in Ningbo, and this company, Headhunter, they are able to query a database of 70,000 resumes and find the right candidate. If you want to know, scan the QR code, register to our newsletter, and we'll keep you updated with use case, tips, tricks, and news on the AI industry. Thank you.
So my name is Frederick. I'm a Blancher. I work for this company called VFP Inc. Technologies. So in 5 minutes, what do we do and why are we on the InnoEX exhibition? We are a French ink manufacturer. That means because we work in a traditional industry of chemistries and colors and functionalities of chemical products. We traditionally manufacture printing inks for various industries, including, especially in Asia, smart cards, labels, graphic, industrial printing, for instance, in automotive. And there is one specific field on which we have been working in the past 2 or 3 years, which is called printed electronics. Okay, as you know, the electronics industries are very, very developed in Asia, and especially in this area, South China. So, what do? We try to make the world of electronics go from rigid and very energy consuming into something more flexible and more sustainable. So traditionally, electronic products have been manufactured through the process called the subtractive method or etching, and we try to make it go through additive method or printing. So I will show you exactly what it means. Here you can see in this loop is a traditional process steps or traditional electronics. So you go from some material and then you do some metallization, coating, masking, cleaning, etching. That requires a lot of products, a lot of pollution also, and a lot of waste to arrive to your, let's say, electronic products like this one, for instance. Okay, the print. This is called subtractive because you come from a lot of materials and you reach subtract a lot of materials to reach to this. Printing, you come from the substrate, you print ink, and you have this. Okay, so that's why we say it's more sustainable and more energy saving. I'll give you an example for the RFID tag in the textile industry. We're talking about the manufacturing of RFID antennas. As you know, more and more big brands or big distributors, they use RFID tags for checkouts, like Decathlon. You don't need to scan each ticket or label. You just put it in a bag and immediately it lists. This is based on RFID tag, okay? This is how the tag is manufactured, and the tag is usually one-time use. It's a consumable, so that generates a lot of waste. This is how it's manufactured, okay? So you have a substrate, you have several layers, and you have a chip, okay? So typically it was pretty rigid, a lot of process steps, and now we go into printing, just one step and flexible. Okay. You can see the different process steps here of the old process and new process here. So to give you an example, that's a rigid traditional electronics. And this is what we do now. This is what we can do now with flexible electronics, or even textile. For instance, this would be a conductive ink that can generate heat. So for clothes that can warm you up, for instance, in winter. And there are many applications in many other industries. That's it for today. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm very happy to be with you today. I'm Emmanuel. I will present Because. Because is based on a story of more than 25 years in supply chain and sustainability. The fact is today, it's not a question of when we will decarbonize. It's more the question about how we will do it and what are the insights to do it. So we have a program of different services from compliance to circular economy and regenerative practices. And we can start with the first one, which are the basics of compliance. What are the basics of compliance? It's GHG report. You need to know how many carbon you emit in the atmosphere before to act. And the fact is, it depends on the company. Some company, the problem is more in the scope 1. As we saw before with the green cement, the case of the scope 1 and scope 2 are very important in this kind of activities. But if you are in retail, if you are in textile, if you are in electronics, fashion, the topic is more about the scope 3. And the scope 3 is mainly supply chain. So what we can propose, it depends on the company, but after the GHG report, we help them to decarbonize, but also to spend less money. During the last business cases we did recently, this one is about FMCG. We succeeded to decrease by 70% the carbon emission of the company, but we also succeeded the reduction of the cost. In this second case, it was a subcontractor, the supplier of LVMH, and LVMH arrived with its own trajectory. And during the trajectory, they decided to change the machines of the supplier. So we work with this supplier about life cycle analysis. We work on the machines, and the investment represented almost 20% of the turnover on this company. So by doing this, we help this company to decide clearly about what they want to do to spend less money, but also to accompany their customer. In this case, a bit differently, in metalworks industry, different customer asked my client to work on it, but my client was like, I want to do it, but how to do it? So by helping him, we succeeded to work with the suppliers, and we decreased the metal impact recently. And this case is really interesting because we work on a project about 160 million euros, and we decreased not only the carbon impact, but we also decreased the budget of the company by working differently. So sustainability is not a question of cost, sustainability is a question of how to do it. And we bring the company the help to do it. Further, when the company are aware of all these topics, we can work with them about circular economy, but also about regenerative practices. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to join us and we do ESG management, sustainable supply chain, and GHG report. Thank you.
Imagine holding a mirror to illuminate the potential of humanity in a future where AI does not just augment our world, but redesign fundamentally human progress for every generation to come. That's the vision driving our mission to prepare kids for the upcoming era. Learn about AI to grasp basic concepts and foundations. Learn with AI, collaborate with a personalized tutor. Learn for AI, build up mindset and skills to create, to guide, and to partner ethically with AI. And for that, we rely on two key pillars: immersive learning and the development of both cognitive and emotional intelligence. As some friends we have met from last year may recall, our journey has begun with an AI language learning tutor. And we have enriched quickly with the augmented reality books, driven by our belief that being a digital native does not necessarily mean less time for books. And more recently, we've decided to embrace the potential offered by the latest breakthrough of the LLM and NLP, embedded in the interactive AI body, Nylon, a huge national IP in China, but also widely left across East and Southeast Asia. What sets this little fellow apart is powerful learning modes and advanced sentimental analysis, plus additional features designed to keep a good companion for kids. So our Nylon relies on 4 tech pillars. 1. Immersive technologies. 2. Customized AI agent. 3. Our proprietary language learning algorithm awarded by the French Ministry of Education. And finally, the sentimental analysis model based on an RC emotion lexicon that we keep optimizing for the purpose of catalog analysis. Of course, big ambitions call for ambition team, and we have assembled an international and truly S-tier cross-disciplinary group, including world-renowned experts like Professor Bellasson and Professor Gambassion. Now, I will let my partner join to talk about the market.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my partner, Hoffmann. Everyone can see this market is so big. And for reporting, Chinese is just a beginning. Europe and Japan are next. Okay. There are 3 topics of AR toys. Chatbots like GPT or DeepSeek and blah 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 blah. We are building the 3rd. Our AR Nylon is warm, interactive, and feel trading allowed. You can experience it today. My technology.
Next.
Now, how do we make money? Next picture. 3 stages in short. Start with hardware, group with content, scale with stage. We are building an AR toys ecosystem that grows with every child. Thank you.
So it took us 5 months to go from idea to the MVP, leading us for the first order of 5,000 units, a strong vote of confidence. Now the biggest challenge for us is to rationalize the industrial design and then to scale up the production. So our parts end here. This fellow is supposed to say something funny for conclusion. Let's see if it works.
Nylon, what do you want to say to everyone? Speak loud.
It's so cool at InnoEX. There are so many interesting things to see. We're about to come visit me at my friend's so innovative salon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to InnoEX. My name is Laurent Richer. I'm working for ST Microelectronics in charge of connected security segment for China. And at ST, we contribute with our technology to make it smarter and greener, all the automatic fare collection system. Here we are talking about mobile ticketing in your smart devices and how we make that convenient to improve transportation experience. Come to see us this afternoon at the French Innovative Forum.